Oh boy. Okay, here we go. You ready? That was classic when you did this last time.
Oh yeah, I should do that. Oh yeah, hold on, Rick.
I like that, dude. I kept that in the edit, dude. That was great. I was like, oh, I gotta keep this in.
That was pretty cool.
What's up, everybody? Thank you very much for stopping by. My name is Kevin Wilson, the host of BMX Podcast, and I'm joined by my co-host Danny Pena. And Danny's stretched. He's limber. He's ready to go.
Yeah, that's our morning routine. Dude, I saw this thing on YouTube the other day. It's what the ancient Chinese exercises in the morning, and I was watching it, and they do things like this. You ever see that? It's supposed to bring vitality, and it's supposed to improve your digestive and all that. I was like, I don't know, Kevin. Maybe you and I should just get up in the morning and just start smacking to.
Like, doing the Macarena or some shit, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for stopping by. Danny and I we're just having fun like we normally do. We appreciate you stopping by, and hopefully you enjoyed the show today. I guess before we go into our bikes getting stolen, have you ever stolen a bike?
I've never stolen a bike. I can proudly say I've never stolen a bike.
Okay. Well, I have a story about how I accidentally stole a bike, and I didn't know that I stole the bike, and the cops came. So do you mind if I tell that story first, and then we'll go into yours?
Yeah, dude, go for it.
So I was in junior high school. I was probably, well, what's junior high school age? 14, 15?
Probably more like 13, more like 12 to 13.
Oh, 30, okay, so I was in junior high school. I may have been 8th grade probably.
Yeah.
And I was coming, for some reason I didn't have my bike with me, and I was coming home late at night from my friend Chris's house, and I'm cutting down this alley. I'm all by myself. I would like to say I was at a party, but I'm way too young to go party. But yeah. I'm walking down this alley, and there's this old, like a Schwinn style bike. It wasn't a Schwinn. It was kind of like a Radial, maybe a Huffy, a Huffy knockoff of a Schwinn Stingray. And it was just laying in the middle of this alley, right? It just laying there. And I was like, oh, wow, okay, I can grab this bike and ride this bike home, and so I don't have to walk. So I grabbed this bike. I go, bitch, I found a bike. So I got on the bike. I rode. I don't know. My house was like probably, I don't know, a mile away from where I was. So I rode the bike home. I put the bike in my backyard. I forgot about it. I didn't think nothing of it. Okay. And at the time, we had this very mean pit bull named Hambone, and Hambone was the Hambone was the scourge of the neighborhood, right? Like no one wanted to come into our backyard because they were scared of Hambone. Now our good friends weren't scared of Hambone. He was friendly with them, but Hambone was in my backyard with the bike. Yeah. And, so I go to school the next day, and I'm sitting in gym class. Now the teacher, the coach is like reading off what's going on with the class, and I'm sitting cross-legged right underneath him. He's like right in front of me, and I'm sitting right underneath him. And I look to my right, and I see two South Pasadena police officers walk in the gym. And they walk around. They walk up to the teacher, and they say, "Hey, is there a Kevin Wilson's class?" And I'm sitting right below him, and he goes, "Yeah, I think so. Hold on." And he's looking. He goes, "Wilson, where are you at?" And he's looking around, and I'm sitting right underneath him, like, "Oh God, please don't." He goes, "Hey, there you are, Wilson. These two gentlemen want to talk to you." So they took me out. They took me outside. They picked me up by the shirt. They took me outside, and I'm like, "What's going on?" I really didn't know what I did. I had no idea. And they're like, "Did you get a bike from the alley behind Oxley yesterday, last night, whatever?" And I go, "Wait. Did you steal this bike?" I go, "What are you talking about? I found a bike. It was just laying in the middle of the alley." Yeah. And they're all, that bike is stolen. I go, "Look, man, I found the bike. I had no idea. I did not want to steal a bike. It was just by accident. I was there. I thought someone abandoned it, so I rode it home." They're like, where's the bike right now? And I go, "Well, the bike's at my house in my backyard." And they're like, "Okay, well, we're going to go get the bike." And I go, "Okay, no one's home, but you can go try to get it." And then they're like, "Well, we're going to go in your backyard and get the bike." And I'm thinking to myself, well, Hambone's in the backyard. You got to talk to Hambone first, and if I can find it, I'll put it up here. But you can find, if you can get that bike out with Hambone back there, go for it. And They left. They went and they got the bike somehow. I came home from school and Hambone's fine, running around, and the bike's gone. So apparently the cops got in. Maybe they had animal control with them, and they got this bike. And this bike was the biggest piece of. It was nothing, man. It was a big piece of junk. But for some reason, how to this day, I still have no idea how people knew that I had the bike, or I found the bike, or I was the one that grabbed it. I have no idea because I never told anybody about it. It was like a couple hours later at school when it happened. So anyways, that's my story of accidentally stealing a bike and getting busted by the cops.
All the bikes that have been stolen, that's the only one that we recovered, with the exception, same cousin, he had a Diamondback. It was I want to say it was a Silver Streak, but it had gold components on it. And same scenario, his bike got stolen in front of a liquor store. I wasn't with him that day, but I recognized his parts from a mile away. And we were playing, we used to call it fast pitch, where we'd go in the schoolyard and we would just pitch at each other playing baseball up against a brick wall. And these kids, they were older than us, and there was probably about 10 of them on BMX bikes. And they stopped and they were kind of chatting by us. And I looked at that dude's bike and I go, James, I goes, that's your bike? And he goes, I know, because we recognized all the parts. All he did was take the parts and move them onto another frame. And I go, but we couldn't do anything, dude. We were way outnumbered. I go, there's nothing we could do. If we say that's your bike, they're going to kick our ass. And there's no way we could fight all these kids, you know? So we just had to let it go. And that one just disappeared.
Oh, you never got it back?
Never got it back. Yeah, we didn't even think, because we were playing baseball. We didn't have our bikes with us, so they took off, and we're like, "There's nothing we can do," you know. That was another story.
Did you guys say, "Hey, that's my bike," or you didn't say nothing?
Kevin, I regret that to this day, that I didn't say anything. I think we were just scared. Like, what are we going to say? We can't. We're way outnumbered with all these tough-looking kids, and it's just me and my cousin, you know. And I'm like, we can't. There's nothing we can do, dude. And they rode off, and it was just gone forever, man.
Wow.
Yeah. What else do you got?
You didn't know who the kids were?
Nope, never seen them before in my life. Never saw them again either. That's why I was like, damn, man. You know, the weird thing about bikes getting stolen is that weird sick feeling you get when you realize it's gone. You're like, oh, Jesus. You know, it's like the last time a bike almost got stolen from me was in my house.
Oh, I have about 10 of them, dude. But,
all right.
hey, you know, yeah, I say go for it. Like, okay, so I told this story. Well, I'm going to save the best one, I think, for last.
Okay.
Did you guys ever turn your bike over and put it on the seat and the handlebars, thinking that would somehow deter people from stealing the bike? Did you guys ever do that?
That's stupid. Yeah, you just flip it up upside down. And you're like, okay, it'll take them a second.
Yeah. Oh, that'll deter someone from stealing it, man. So oh man. So I did that, and it was we used to go to the pool on summer days, and I had a blue PK Ripper with my blue Z rims, and I think I had SE bars, tough neck, and maybe a blue uni seat, and I had it turned upside down. And we're in the pool, you know, and then there's a fence, and then there's where the stands where people watched. So I had my bike turned over and with my grip stuck in the hole of one of the chain link fence, thinking that was going to stop somebody. So I'm swimming, whatever, I'm doing my thing, and I turn around, my bike's gone. Oh. So I'm all, oh man! So I run out, I try to get outside, get dressed. My bike's gone, whatever. I'm thinking, okay, it's done. So I don't know. I'm probably 15, 14 at the time. Yeah. And I was like, well, my bike's gone. So I was without a bike for a couple months, I think. Yeah. And then we heard through the grapevine that we found out that we found the kid that stole my bike. For some reason, the kids talk, and we found out who it was. But this kid was like 9 years old or 10 years. He was like way younger than I was. And this kid stole my bike. And I was like, this little kid stole my bike. So we all went up to this kid's house. He lived in an apartment building on top of the hill. And we went in there and we're banging on his door. Come out, we know you got my bike. We know you, and we're like banging on the door, and we're almost kicking in the kid's door. It was on a summer day, and his parents weren't there, and we're kicking in the door saying, "We want my bike back." Oh, and, he wouldn't answer the door, right? So one of my other friends says, "Dude, I think it's downstairs." So we went downstairs, and an apartment building, and this apartment building had like a Mr. Miyagi kind of gate where people that live there can have a key to a lock and they can store their stuff in like this chain link area with like tools and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we went there and we were kicking it. We're like, okay, I can see my frame on this bench, and I go, "There's my frame," and I'm kicking it. We're trying to get inside this thing. We're kids, man. There was like my crew. There was like probably like 5 or 6 guys there that were on my side, and we called the cops. And the cops came, and they're all, well, who's been kicking in the door? We're like, well, we tried to get in, and the cop's like, no, hold on. So I told the guy, I go, I can identify my frame. It's a blue PK Ripper with multiple scratches amongst the frame. I'm trying to be specific and try to sound like I'm an adult. And my brother to this day will always go, dude, multiple scratches amongst the frame. And, so I'm trying to identify my bike to the cops. And the cops got in, they found it, and they say, okay, just take your stuff and get out. So I got most everything. I think I didn't get my bars back and maybe a number plate or something like that, but I got most of my bike back. And this kid, for the rest of the time I grew up in the city, he always ignored me. I never talked to him about it. I never said, hey, why'd you take my bike? But I just got my bike back and moved on.
Kevin, I wish your parents were still here so I can ask them. I go, so what's it like when the cops come looking for your son?
Okay. Here's the deal, dude.
Yeah.
When I first started doing videos like 4 or 5 years ago, right? I had no idea what I was doing. I had no content. I didn't have I still don't have a camera, but I had no idea what I was doing.
Right.
And I was trying futilely to make content that's long gone. I deleted it. I couldn't. It just drove me crazy. But I was trying so hard. But I interviewed my mother.
You did.
I sat my mom down and I said, "Okay, Mom, I want you to tell people what it was like growing up with having 2 kids like my brother and I." And she would she told stories about how the cops brought us home on many different occasions, how she used to get pissed off at us because we used to ride our bikes. We used to go to apartment buildings on summer days and ride our bikes into the pools. And
my God.
Pull them out and then take off down the street and having the people chasing us for riding their bikes into their pools.
Yeah.
I mean, there was all kinds of stories how my mom would share. She was like, oh my gosh, it was so stressful. The cops calling me at work all the time. And I was like, it was funny, but like no one watched it. It was like, had like 10 views. And I go, I got to get rid of this video. So I deleted it. Now that my mom passed away, I wish I would have kept it. It would have been kind of funny to have her tell stories. But we were latchkey kids, right? Is that the deal?
Right. Yeah.
My brother and I raised ourselves really. My mom and dad were together. They didn't get divorced, but my dad worked at night, so he slept during the day all the time. So that left us to roam the streets, but we never got in any real trouble, man. We never got arrested. We never got arrested.
That's the funny thing you said that, Kevin, because like both my parents worked, right? And so, but my dad worked for General Motors, so he was usually home around 3 in the afternoon. So in the summertime, though, man, from the point where you wake up in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, we had free reign. I mean, do whatever. Just we never really got in any sort of real trouble. But man, I can't imagine nowadays just leaving my kids for like 9 or 10 hours and going, "I'll see you when I get home."
Are you familiar with the term dirt beads? Do you know what dirt beads are?
No. What's that?
When we used to go out, and my mom would always say, don't get any dirt beads, where you would have sweat and dirt from the track or from the lots, and it would be around your neck, and it would look like beads. It was like dirt that was in the sweat in your skin, and you have them on your wrists, on your ankles, around your ankles, and around your neck. And my mother would get pissed off at us because we had dirt beads. And we never wore socks in our Vans. So whenever we came home, we used to have to keep our shoes outside because they stunk so bad. And she would get pissed off at us because she goes, "Will you please wear socks in your shoes? You're destroying your shoes and they stink.
Okay, Kevin. So we'll play the same game. This is Kevin and I's game because we can't play trivia with each other. All right. So
I thought about how we could do that, but I never came up with a good plan.
Yeah, it would be tough. You would have to come up with questions. I'd have to come up with questions. We have to just go for it. And I'm like, Kevin's questions are harder than mine.
Dude, the guest that we were going to have on today, Danny was like, dude, I want to ask the questions. I took that as like, my questions are better and your questions are better. You're much better.
I wouldn't say they're
I don't trust anybody else asking questions but me.
Let me handle the questions part. You just talk to people.
I'm just the looks, dude. You can answer the questions.
There you go, man. All right, so this one, I went through 15 questions, and just so if you guys didn't watch last week's episode, just dropped yesterday, actually. Basically, I'm just going to ask two different things that are BMX related, and I want Kevin to give me his preference, and then we're just going to chat about it, and then we'll wrap up the show because by that time.
And look, I want to qualify this because it's not that I think one is better or one is worse, whatever. Yeah. This is just for fun. It's off the top of my head. I don't want people to think, oh, you didn't choose me or they chose someone else. That means that they don't like this. No, that's not the case. This is just in fun. The first thing that comes off my head, and then we'll save your judgment until we go back through the list and we can talk about it.
There you go. All right. Are you ready, Kevin? Are you ready? All right. Ready. BMX Plus or BMX Action?
BMX Action.
Laid back seat posts or straight? You didn't even let me finish. All right. Oakley grips or Amy grips?
Oakley.
SE Racing versus Redline?
SE all day.
RL Osborne versus Mike Buff?
RL.
Huffy versus Murray?
Oh, dude. Murray.
Murray, okay. Daryl Young versus Andy Patterson?
Andy Patterson.
In terms of Toby Henderson, Raleigh or Hutch?
Hutch.
Best ads, Diamondback or Mongoose?
Diamondback.
SoCal BMX versus NorCal BMX?
SoCal, all the way.
That one we're going to have fun dialogue. ABA versus NBL?
ABA.
Pro Cruisers versus no Pro Cruisers?
No Pro Cruisers.
Faster, Brent or Brian?
Brian.
DK pedals or DX pedals or bear traps?
DX.
Front brakes versus no front brakes?
Front brakes.
Front brakes. All right, that's it. That was easy. That was 15. Okay, so I said laid back seat post versus straight seat post. You said straight seat post.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is it? You did not like the look of them, or did you feel they weren't functional? And you being a tall guy, I'm surprised you wouldn't want
Yeah, but I wasn't tall growing up. I didn't get big till I got in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to be diplomatic about this, right? Where I think they're ugly, number one. I think that they make now there's certain degrees of layback seat posts, right?
Okay.
There's little bit, and then there's
extreme.
Yeah. Ironically, I have a layback seat post on my Power Light, but it's one of these things.
It just barely curves back, right?
It's a Power Light seat post. But what I couldn't stand was I guess it's a CW that's with the big brace that it's so bent that they had to put a brace underneath it to help. And anybody that rode that seat post sucked.
That's just extreme. That's just way extreme. It's like putting your handlebar Chicago style. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's not necessary to do that.
If you saw somebody with that layback seat post, you knew that they couldn't ride. It was a given. It was a tell. Now, I even racing, like I always had a straight post high, and even though hopefully someday we'll talk to Andy about the seat post. I
was gonna bring that up, Kevin, and I'm gonna get Andy's back on this. Andy invented the laid back seat post. Now, I personally had conversations with Andy on the phone, and his description of where that laid back seat post came from is so good. I go, that just sounds accurate to me.
Can you share it? Can you share it? We'll have Andy retell it later on.
And Andy wants to come on the show, so we're going to have him on eventually. That's going to be our one of our best guests ever, is to have Andy on. But he said that he broke his seat post, or bent his seat post. And he was at a race. He took a pair of GT handlebars and cut them, and he used the top of the handlebar where it bends to create the seat post. And apparently it was the correct diameter where it fit inside the frame, and he made the first laid back seat post. Now, he says, I wasn't paid for that. I was promised I was going to be paid for that, and I'll let Andy kind of touch on that. But his story just seems pretty good to me. And I can tell you, everybody had a GT laid back seat post for a while. It was a fad. I put one on my bike, but it was short-lived because I didn't need it. I realized I didn't need it. So I went back to a straight. But anyway, that's my short story.
This is firsthand out of Andy's mouth to you.
Yeah, literally, I had a conversation with him on the phone. This is not, I've heard him say it on other podcasts. I have heard him talk about it, but I had a one-on-one. He called me and he said, hey, man, I don't care what anybody says. I invented that. And he's sticking to that. Yeah, so I'm going to give it to him. I mean, why would he lie to me? There's no advantage to it at this stage.
So what was this? Was he proud of it, or was he like, or did he invent something that became a monster that he was like, oh, I wish I never did it? Did you have that kind of conversation with him, or no?
Yeah, I get the sense that he's got ownership on it. He's proud of what he developed. And let's face it, they sold thousands of those things, man. They were all over the place. So I think they're bigger in the freestyle world than they were in the race world. But still, I mean, that was his innovation, because he's a tall dude, man. I got a picture of him. I'll send it to you, Kevin. I'm standing right next to him, and I'm literally half the dude's size. And so I'm thinking, how the hell did he ride an 80s 19-inch, 18-inch top tube bike? I don't know how he did it. And so that seat post is a big reason how he was able to.
He's about an inch taller than me. So I have a picture with him where like he's just like this, but he's a big guy.
Yeah, dude, I got to send you mine, and dude, as a matter of fact, tag it in this video where you can see the size comparison.
Yeah. And we're not, we're just talking, right? We're not trying to push Andy to come on the show or anything like that. But if I ever did talk to Andy, I would like to ask him about the one pedal starts. That he was the last guy to do it. Yeah,
and he held on to that.
I want to ask him, would he do that just to piss people off? Like, I'm gonna do a one pedal start and still kick your ass. I wonder if that ever came into his brain, or he just liked doing the one pedal starts. If I would think that it would be like, you know what? I'm gonna let you do your two pedal start. I'm gonna do a one pedal start, and I'm still gonna kick your ass.
That's dude. I got to tell you, man, that would be embarrassing if you're, especially at the pro level. If somebody, like, oh, I'm going to beat you with one pedal. I don't even need to stand up. Go ahead. Get your snap. ABA versus NBL. You just picked ABA. Is it because you never raced NBL? Was that pretty much the way?
I probably raced. The only track I ever raced NBL for was the Azusa track and the NBL Azusa track, and I probably raced maybe 10 times at an NBL, at the War of the Stars, and maybe a couple other ones. I was always ABA, and I never even knew that there was, when I signed up to race, I never knew that there was an NBA, that there was a ABL or an NB, whatever. None of that stuff. I always thought that ABA was the first. That's how out of it I was. I was like, oh, okay. I never knew about any of the other stuff.
Yeah, I only have experience. I had an NBL membership only because our track converted from ABA to NBL for a short period. So I had an NBL membership, but I never raced anything other than the local. So I don't really have a comparison. So I have to say ABA because that's all I know. I didn't race NBL other than locally. So I don't really have a comparison for it.
Oh, but you didn't race any NBL?
Other than local, because our track turned NBL. So I got an NBL membership and I started racing under NBL, but let's face it, in California, there wasn't a lot of NBL tracks. That's more kind of Midwest, East Coast, so it wasn't real. I don't have anything to really compare it to. I never raced the NBL National, so I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of guys swear by the NBL, man. They love it, and I go, I don't know.
Yeah, dude. Apparently, there's a differentiation between an ABA track and an NBL track. They're designed differently or something.
Yeah. There's a lot.
I don't know what the differences are, but apparently there are some differences. Those new people that are here, new riders on subscribing to the channel, thank you very much for everybody subscribing and watching. And Danny does not just do this podcast; he has his own thing. Danny, this is the time in the podcast where you sell your channel. Go for it.
Oh, Danny Pena, BMX Racing. Please come like and subscribe. Magazine reviews, BMX race reviews, and all kinds of BMX related content. Channel starting to grow. We're almost 1,000, man. I'm just struggling right along. 927.
Get Danny to 1,000.
Yeah. Get me to 1,000, guys. Let's go. That's it.
Man. Okay, if you would like to support the BMX Podcast, check out BMXPodcast.com. You can contact me. You can grab a shirt, hat, whatever the case may be. And with that, it's it. That's it. The races are over. People are loading the cars. And until next week, the track is now closed. Peace out.